Hi, everybody. Welcome to my messy office. I've got a lot of cleaning up to do in here. I've just been really lazy. And frankly, this is the scariest part of this season for me right now, being in this place. Well, hi, Tangi. Hi, Simon. Good news, everyone. I have a special guest. I have Newman, and he's feeling much better. So all of the Reiki that he got from you guys really helped. It really did, didn't it, Newman? Yeah. And he's got a shirt on that says he's got friends in low places. Maybe he's a Brooks fan. I don't know. Yeah. So I figured that it would be fun. After Simon's chat this morning, we were talking about some ghost stories and spooky stuff. And I thought it would be fun to come on and talk some more about that stuff because, I mean, Halloween is coming. The veil is getting thinner. Well, hello. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Zabish? I think did I say that right? Zabish? And Christina and Debbie. Hi. Welcome. Thank you guys for coming. Newman he sees things outside and he's getting he's shaking. He's shaking. He wants to go kill something. Okay, Newman, go back down to your little doggy bed. Go back under here, honey. Let's see. Oh, hi, Susan. So I thought it would be fun to talk about some spooky Halloweeny type stuff, ghost stories, if you will. And that was Newman. I don't know if you could hear him. Buddha is outside. That's what Newman is barking at, actually, because he knows that Buddha's outside. Oh, thank you. This is a Lumerian crystal. Yeah, I love it. Hi, Justin. Yeah, so I'm sitting here looking at my mess and yeah, this is scary. Also, this is something I'm going to be giving away on my channel very soon. This is the Victorian Tarot. And Debbie, Newman is much better, much better. All the Reiki that he got helped. And he went to the vet yesterday. Also, when we were in the vet, there was a really interesting animal came in to see the vet. I'll show you. I took a picture, one little picture. Oh, I don't know if you can see it. The baby deer. The glare is too bright. There's a baby deer. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. What else am I missing here? Yeah. Simon, do you have this? This is the Victorian Tarot. Now, to be fair, this was all sealed up and I did unwrap it to look. I already have one, but this one that I have to give away, someone had posted in the Hermit's Cave their Victorian Tarot, and the pictures, the printing was so off center that I wanted to look at this and make sure that whenever I do go to having a giveaway that I wasn't going to give someone something that was off center. So yeah, this is, I'll show you a couple of them. It's an absolutely gorgeous deck. There's the Fool and the Magician. Yeah. These cards are really pretty. And I know that this is Dustin's favorite deck, I do believe. Yeah, so as soon as I reach that benchmark 500 subscribers, then I'm going to do a giveaway. And that's not too far off. I don't know how many I have right now. The cards, yeah, they do. The cards are big. They are a different size. I'll show you against I have Newman's. This is Newman's tarot deck. My dog Newman has his own deck. I had it out. I was doing a reading for him the other day. So the Victorian tarot up against the Tarot of the Magical Forest, it is bigger. It's not quite oracle size, but it's definitely bigger than regular tarot. So, okay, sorry guys, I got to put this stuff back in. I need to learn to pick up after myself as I go along rather than just like wait until all hell's broke loose. This poor office space of mine here. Now I got to make sure I put this one back in the way that it goes. Okay. All right, I got it now. I just have 28 or 24 more subs to go. Hi, Ray. Yeah. So I'm getting close. I am getting very, very close. Uh-oh, something fell out. A thing from Taroko Studios. Yeah, so this is a really, really, really nice deck. It comes from Russia, I do believe. And I'm excited to be able to do that, to be able to give it away. Number 4 likes. Boop. Awesome. So let's see. Ghost stories. All right. I know I've told a couple of you as I've talked to you on Glide and things. We have a haunted cemetery just up the road. Actually, say just up the road. It really is just up the road. It's up the hill on our gravel road from where we are. And it is, I always thought, haunting a cemetery doesn't make sense. Who would want to, you'd want to haunt the places that you lived, but not the place that bodies laid to rest. You wouldn't think, but there is something in that cemetery. As you know, we live out in the middle of the sticks. I don't get very good phone service here at the house. So in order to get signal to call places, oftentimes I will drive up the road and park at the cemetery and talk on the phone. And one night I was there talking, and it was perhaps 9 o'clock at night, and it was dark outside. And all of a sudden, something white ran, and I was parked in the cemetery. Something white ran right in front of my Durango. And I thought to myself, oh my God, is that a white deer? Because we do have albino deer around here. So I thought that might have been an albino deer. The next thing I knew, because I was looking to see where it was, next thing I knew, it went back across really, really fast. And I won't say that it was light, like a light. It was white, and it was, I can't say it was fog either. It was really fast, and it was foggy, misty, and it was about the size of a human, and it just went right in front of me again, and then it was gone. Well, I didn't say anything about that. I thought about it, but I went home. I didn't say anything. A couple of days later, my son, whose birthday is today, happy birthday, Bailey. He's 24 today. He was up the road talking to his girlfriend on the phone at night, and he came in the house, and his face just white as a sheet. He goes, "Mom, I saw a ghost." I said, "What do you mean you saw a ghost?" And he said, "At the cemetery. I was talking on the phone, and it was just right there by my truck. And then it moved around my truck." And I thought, oh my God, Bailey, I saw it too when I was there. And the fact that I had a thing, and then he came home and said that really validated it for me. Since then, because we have to drive right past that cemetery to come home. It'll run right across the road. Noah has been up there and he has seen it. He has seen it twice. And one time it was, like I said, it was like a mist. But the other time that he saw it, it was full body apparition, and he could see it was he. I say it. It was he. He was wearing an old suit, and he had kind of like a bowler hat on, and he had a mustache, and he was, old timey dress, So, yeah, it was pretty cool. We've had a lot of things, and of course, the fact that I am, and my boys too, are, pretty clairaudient and sentient and clairvoyant. We've had a lot of experiences. But Simon says, I want to see a full-bodied apparition. I want you to too, and I bet if Sandra has anything to do with it, you will. And especially because you want to. Your intention is there. And so when you go out seeking it, I imagine that you definitely could. Hello, Max and Womble. Max and Womble. Hello, welcome. Thank you for coming. Yeah. Also, I grew up in a house that was haunted. It still is. It's absolutely, that house is a hellhole. It was a Catholic church back in the 1800s. It was the very first Catholic church, or the very first church that was in the town that I grew up in. And so it was a huge house. It was very old, and old houses just have that kind of creaky feeling and, breezy. They're cold and they feel creepy anyhow. But we had a lot more than just feeling creepy. Obviously the lights were playing at it all the time, but that could be, wiring too. But I know on one occasion, I should have written some of these down so that I could remember, instead of just off the top of my head thinking about these. One time I was going to school in the morning, and I went to the front door to unlock it so that I could go out. And as I went to reach for the doorknob, I didn't touch it, and the doorknob was going back and forth like this. I just stood there and looked at it and said, well, fuck that. I'm going out the back door. So, yeah, that was one thing. There was always stuff, and always that feeling of being watched and feeling a presence. My sister's little boy, my sister Lisa, who has her channel Consulting Intuition, her son, when he was little, he was probably 3 or 4. He was little. He got to where he didn't want to walk down this particular hallway. There was a staircase next to it. He didn't want to walk down that hallway. He was really upset because he said that there was a man at the top of the stairs that was laughing at him. And you know how it is whenever a little kid tells you something, you really need to pay attention because they see things. And he was adamant, and it was more than just one time that little Robbie had seen this man laughing at him from up on top of the stairs on the next floor. So, yeah, let's see. What does Debbie say? The top hat in my bathroom turned itself. The hot tap in your bathroom turned itself on today. Thought my son was having a shower. Checked with him, and he said he hadn't been in there. That reminds me of something that we had here just this month. We have our hose that I use to feed the chickens. I had to go over to the tap out there, and it's got a knob that you turn. Whenever I turn it on, I turn it all the way on because I don't know righty tighty, lefty loosey. It always confuses me. So I turn it all the way open whenever I go to feed the chick or water the chickens. Then I had my hose lined all the way back up to the chicken house. Well, at the hose, I have a nozzle that I can turn on and off. So I went, I turned it on, and I filled up one of the chickens' waterers, turned it off, and then took it back to the chickens. When I went to get the next water to fill it up, I went to turn it on, and there was no water. It had turned itself off over at the source, and there wasn't anyone else around. You know, my 14-year-old was still in bed. My 11-year-old was in the house playing video games. No one was outside. It was just me. I had turned it all the way on and it had turned all the way off. And I mean, you have to do several rotations to turn it. So that was something that happened this month that was weird. Um, we have guests a lot. One of whom is my first husband who passed away from cancer. He does things like my son was sleeping. He had an old radio that has the dials that you have to turn. It wasn't just the buttons that you push, but you have to turn it. But it was still digital, so you could see the numbers of the stations that you were on. And Bailey had the habit of going to sleep listening to country music. I don't know where he gets it, guys, not from me. But he had the country music station on. And next thing you know, the station changed by itself to a channel called US 97, which was his dad's favorite station. So he got up and he thought, how did that happen? He turned it back to 104.7. And next thing you know, he heard it start to change again. So he sat up in bed and watched the digital numbers go from 104.7 all the way up to 97.3. And he told me about it. And I said, Bailey, that's your dad. That's your dad. He doesn't know why you're listening to George Strait whenever you could be listening to Motley Crue. That's it. So, yeah, that was one thing. I mean, God, I wish I would have written all of these down because there's so many of them. And also, you know, Matt and I were paranormal investigators for a while, and that was fun. So we had a lot of incidences there. But hello, Crystal Lotus. How are you? Thank you for coming. And Silver Willow, I didn't see you pop in either. So hello to you too. Yeah, there has been so many things, so many things. What about you guys? Somebody tell me a ghost story. um, Grandma passed. I took an old key from a closet she once had and put it on my keychain, and sometimes it would fall off. So my grandma called this way, letting me know something was up. Yeah. You know, you can. Let's see, I have this one up in a VR video I did. Okay, I'm going to look in one. I'm going to look at that then. Um, yeah, they will let you know certain things, you know, when they're around. And you can ask for signs too. One time I was sitting there and I was really missing my dad. And I said, Daddy, I need you to give me a sign. Just do something. Just do something just to give me a sign. And I had my phone, and you know, if you plug an iPhone in, the lock screen will come on and things like that. My phone wasn't plugged in. It was just laying next to me on the bed, and all of a sudden it just lit up. And then it turned off like that. So I took it as a sign. There may be a logical explanation for it, but I took it as a sign because I asked for it and then there it was. Um, yeah, there's just so many. Let's see. Sandra says, "Well, my mom's house is haunted and I've had quite a few things happen there." Sandra, you should do a video telling about some of your experiences, but you should be smart about it, unlike me, and you should write them down before you start talking because now it's like my mind has gone blank. Let's see. Lady Knight of Avalon. Let me see. Tangi said, "Happy birthday." Crystal, is it your birthday? Happy birthday. It's my son's birthday too. He turned 24 today. One day, the key fell off. Next day, she came to get my grandpa to guide him over to the other side. Oh my goodness, Lady Knight of Avalon. Oh my goodness. I do have an experience where, and it took me years to tell anybody about this, but um, my dad was an identical twin, and his twin was absolute best friend. And so you know how it is. Twins just have that connection. My dad was not someone who was a strong believer in anything. But when they were boys, he had asked, the two of them had a pact. Hey, if you die, you send me a sign, and if you die, you send me a sign. So they'd made a pact. And um, when my uncle Don passed away, he came to see me that night. I looked over and he's standing next to my bed. He's standing over me and he's looking at me and he's not in his mouth, but he's communicating to me. He looked so happy and he said, "I need for you to see how very happy I am right now." And so I thought, oh my gosh. And he was gone. That's all it was. He came, he leaned over and he said, "I need for you to see how very happy I am right now." And I didn't say a word because I thought to myself, I felt guilty. I thought, out of all the people he could come see, why would he come see me? I was his youngest of that generation of cousins. I was the youngest. Um, why wouldn't he be his wife or his daughters or his sons? Why wouldn't he go see his twin, my dad? Why did he come to see me? I just felt so unimportant, Why me? And I knew that I had to tell my dad. So I couldn't tell him right away, though. I waited, and one day I was driving, and all of a sudden it hit me. Now is the time I tell dad. So I drove over and I told him about that. And I didn't know what was going to happen because my dad was not a believer of any kind. I mean, he just really was not. And I told him and I said, "But Daddy, why would he tell me? Why would he come to me and not you?" And he told me, he said, "Pumpkin, it's because you believe in these things." And he knew he could get through to you. Other people would write things off, but you wouldn't. And so that's why. That was it. That was his sign. So yeah, that was one thing. I know my husband Matt, when he was um, younger, his grandma was in his room and he said, "Granny, what are you doing?" And she said, "I just came to let you know that I'm okay." And then she turned around and walked out. The next morning, he got up and went downstairs, and the phone rang, and it was the nursing home. She had died that night. So yeah, I love visitations like that when people just come to say goodbye. It's just so cool to me. Let's see. Um, yeah, it's being open. Yeah, you have to be open to see things. I do think that. Lady Knight of Avalon. One day I was sitting in school, had a terrible chest pain, had to fight to breathe. Kept happening on and off. It got really bad at 4 p.m. Later that night, my mom said he had passed at 4. His lungs stopped. Let's see, who? Oh, your grandfather. Oh my goodness. Yeah, see, and that's something you felt it. So you really are really highly empathic and you're able to pick that up. Oh my goodness. And Max and Womble says, I have seen a ghost before. Max and Womble, what did your ghost look like? Did it look like a mist, or did it look more like it had form? What did your ghost look like? What did your ghost look at? I can't talk today, you guys. I really can't. Yeah. Let me see if I've missed anything too, because I was just babbling on. Let's see. Yeah. So anyhow, um, oh, Sandra, thank you. I like the sleeves. Sandra says she likes my top. I like the sleeves. Lady Blackwolf, a lot of kids came to my school in visitation. My school was an asylum, then established a school. Really? The school was an asylum, and then it was a school. So you had a lot of things happen there. I mean, just think about all of the energy that's left there, because they say that there are different kinds of haunts, as you will. There's a residual haunt, which is more like energy that is. There's intelligent haunts, which is actually someone coming to visit and do things. Max and Humble says, one day I was staying with my friend after her boyfriend got killed. I saw him standing in the corner of the kitchen while I was making a cup of tea. He was very clear. Wow. Wow. That's awesome. That's awesome. Too, on the subject of people who have passed and things, how many of you have known someone who knew that they were going to go, that they just knew that it was their time, like absolutely for no reason whatsoever, but they just knew? Last December 30th, one of my best friends lost her daughter, her 16-year-old daughter, in an accident. She wrecked her truck and died. 2 weeks before that, she had a dream that she was going to die. And so she got up and she got her notebook out. She was homeschooled like my kids, and got her notebook out, and she wrote out her entire funeral, all the music that she wanted, what she wanted her casket to look like, all of these things that was just like mind blowing, that she just knew somehow she was given a sign. Also, her mother had told me about a month before that, because her mother's very psychic. She's my best friends. And we were talking about her kids, and she says, I know that God's going to take one of my children. We thought it was going to be a different one, but she knew. She told me that like a month before her daughter died. It's just crazy. Let's see. Knew Michael Jackson and Tupac were. Oh, you knew that they were going to go. I had an experience. I'm not going to say who it was, just in case anybody in my family's watching or anything like that. But whenever I was a kid, I had a cousin, and I knew he was going to go. I knew it. I saw it and I knew it. I knew how he was going to go, and I knew that he was going to die. That he wasn't going to really get to be an adult. And it was just like a knowing that I had. So that was something interesting. I never thought anything about it. So when it actually happened, it was just like, what the heck? Hi, medium that rocks. Yeah, I just did an impromptu live today. Let me see what I got here. No stuff was moved from the asylum to the school. It was a blind asylum, then established at school. Wow. Tangi says, I thought they were already dead, talking about Michael Jackson and Tupac. She says, I thought they were already dead. And 1 year later, they died separately, of course. Yeah. Willow says, we had an old well that a little girl was said to have drowned in. After we dug it out to make a pond, a little girl appeared in my house. She was as solid as a live person. Wow. Max and Womble says, a little boy I know dreamed that he broke his arm after falling out of a tree. And 2 days later, he fell off his skateboard and broke his leg. Wow. Hi, Kendra. Kendra's spiritual journey says she's cooking chicken marsala. Tangi says, I was shocked about David Bowie and Robin Williams, though. I was really shocked about Robin Williams. Let's see. Oh, hey, thank you for your shout out way back when thank you. Well, thank you for thanking me. I love doing shout outs. I probably need to do another one. What I do is I make a little list whenever I'm watching videos, whenever I'm doing the YouTube thing. I'll kind of look and see how many subscribers someone's got, and I'll just kind of write them down. If somebody's like, I really, really like them and feel like I resonate with them, then I think everybody else will like them too. So I have to shout them out. Let's see. Oh, Simon says, I read that as Robbie Williams, Tangi. I was like, oh no, you read Robin Williams as Robbie Williams. Yeah, no, not Robbie Williams. Oh, let's see. Sandra says, I have had several mediums ask me if I realize that I'm highly psychic. Well, do you? Do you realize that? I think you are. Let's see. What else? Yeah, Robbie Williams is a singer. Yeah, he's over in the UK. Now I have a song of Robbie Williams in my head, despite Simon's failed attempts of trying to put that other song into my head earlier. Oh no, now I hear it again too. Oh my good. Oh, let's see. From the band that Take That, right? He's got good songs. Was Robbie Williams from Take That? Let's see. I did vids on my channel about ghost experiences. Oh, Simon, stop it. Why waste your time? You know you're gonna be mine. Oh my goodness. Simon's trying to earworm everyone. Resist. Or I'm gonna have to send him a hillbilly pox will be upon you, Simon. Here. Let me cast a hillbilly pox to you over in Nottingham. Oh gosh, he keeps going. Max and Womble just shared on Facebook and Twitter. Oh, well, thank you. So anybody else have paranormal experiences? Anything that I know I've got more. I'll come up with them. Just something has to trigger it to remind me, just like with the hose the other day. There's stuff all the time. Our TV coming on and turning off by itself several times in succession. Yeah, there's a bunch. Made it. Did I miss much? No, you didn't miss much. We're just talking ghost and spooky stuff. I told some of my own personal ghost stories, but so you might have to watch back to hear those. But one of the houses that when Matt and I were paranormal investigators, there was a house in the town that we used to live in that was old, like from the Civil War era. And I had a friend who lived there with her husband. And she kept telling me, this place is haunted. This place is like really haunted. And she would tell me some of the things that happened there. Well, she had a toy piano in her house, like a little kid toy piano, an antique, and it would play by itself. Also, she would walk into her kitchen and all of her cabinets would be open and all of her drawers would be out. Her husband would be at work. He was a police officer. She was a nurse. These are, educated people. They're not and they're not the type of people to try to put anybody on. So that was interesting. I mean, kinds of things happen, but in particular, the cabinets being open and all the drawers, and then she'd close them and then leave and then come back in and they'd be open again. Years later, she and her husband moved. Another friend of mine had bought that house and was living there with his family. They didn't stay very long. They left and moved. They kept the house because they couldn't sell it. But he got a hold of me, and me and my, our paranormal team went over there. Ghost Hunters of the Ozarks went over there and did some investigation. And we did capture a full body apparition on film. We got a lot of EVP. We found out this was a soldier. His name was John. And while I was there, yes, the cabinets did their thing. And of course, I went over there. I had a level and I went over to it just to kind of make sure that it's not just like, the cabinets being hung uneven so that they just kind of swing open. It wasn't anything like that. Because part of doing a paranormal investigation is also trying to disprove things or to find a real logical reason why things are happening. And I couldn't find any reason for that to have happened anyhow. So yeah, two separate families that I know of that had things in that house happen. Now let me see what I missed in some chat. Let's see. Debbie Doobie Doo, I haven't seen a ghost. Wish I would, but then I think, shit myself. I might not. You might not goes boo, But if you just see one, it's really pretty cool. I don't know. For me, I'm in awe. I just see. Crystal Lotus, we live on land that was part of a large plantation in Louisiana. I was a bit worried about moving in, however. It must have been pasture because it's all quiet. Yeah, could be. Hello, Ethan. My third oldest is here. My middle boy. Let's see. Silver Willow. I've had something walk across my bed and lean over me. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And I've had that too. I mean, not just my uncle, but I've had, whenever someone's there, Yeah. And have you ever felt like move, like you could feel the impression of someone sitting there, how you're laying there and then all of a sudden your mattress kind of moves like someone just sat down on it? I've had that. Let's see, Lady Blind Wolf, I'm still doing videos on my experiences. Let's see, Max and Wumble. I dreamed one day that the factory I worked in caught on fire. When I went into work the next day, I told people about the dream. At tea break, one of the sewing machines burst into flames. Oh, holy shamoly! My goodness. Let me see. I'm scrolling. Okay. Nobody has any more spooky ghosty stories? I have, let's see. I have a couple of decks out. This is really impromptu. I didn't really plan for stuff. Otherwise, I would have gotten all my spooky decks out. I have been working with my Santa Muerte and my Crow Tarot. Not that it's spooky, but I've been hearing a lot of crows around here lately, so I've been working with my crow. And I have my book Stiff that's about cadavers. And this was my dad's book, In Search of Dracula, that I've been looking at, as well as my Bohemian Gothic that I've been using. But this thing is so tiny. It's the little bitty one. It's the Bohemian Gothic. And it's so tiny that I have to put reading glasses on in order to see it. Uh-oh, Simon is talking. Let me see. Simon, should I play this out loud? Do I dare? Oh, it's a deleted message. Never mind. Yeah, I love the Bohemian Gothic too, but I only have this little one. I got it because it was on sale. I do like mini version. I do, because I'm like Becca. I like small things, but this is, I mean, I have small hands, so that helps. But the tiny one, just to show you, like up against the Santa Muerte. I mean, when they say it's tiny, it's really tiny. It's itty bitty. It's so cute. But I do have to read or wear reading glasses when I when I really sit and study it. I don't necessarily if I'm just reading with it, but if I'm sitting and studying that deck, I literally had to go to Dollar General one night and buy myself some damn reading glasses because of this deck. Lady Blind Wolf, my grandfather lived behind Fix Hollow Farm, where Herbert Bow Muster, he was a serial killer. Whoa. Oh, Simon says I changed my mind. So, oh, were you gonna sing that song again? Can you hear that? That's my, everybody else can hear you right now.
I don't care. I'm making fun of Ash.
Oh, okay. The boys are making fun of each other. Bye, Ethan.
I'm not leaving.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, so I do. I like this little deck. Let's see. What else? You guys, I haven't done a video in quite a while. The last video that I put out was the Tarot of Enchanted Forest, and before that it was a live video. So I promise I'm going to get back to making actual videos. Get Sammy to play what? Simon, get Sammy to play what? Kendra's spiritual journey. I've seen my brother twice. He committed suicide. And my mother-in-law died of cancer. Full body apparitions. Wow. Yeah. Now see, I am pretty sure that it was my father-in-law that my second son saw. He thought that my husband was outside, which is his stepdad. He said he thought he saw him standing outside in the weeds, and he didn't know why he was just standing out there. He didn't have a shirt on. He was just standing out there in the weeds, but it looked like Matt. Next thing you know, Matt came walking out of my taxidermy shop, and he looked back, and that Matt was gone, because the real Matt came out of the taxidermy shop. And Matt really does look like my father-in-law, like his dad. So it's kind of like, could that have been? Could be. Let's see. Oh, Kendra, it scared you so much, so you've shut down your ability to see. Yeah, I can understand that. And it'd be pretty upsetting. But I mean, it's got to give you some sense of peace that you got to see your brother after he passed. Okay, have I ever seen animal ghosts? No, I've never seen animal ghosts, but I have felt them. I had a dog that was really, really precious to me, named Hachiko, and he passed away but I felt him several times. And you just know. It's that same feeling as when you know someone's watching you or someone enters the room and you pick up on their energy because we have these energy fields that go all around us. We think that we just stop at our head and our feet, but we do not. Our energy comes all out and around us. And so we can pick up on things like that. And I know Hachi's been around. I haven't seen him, but yeah. And I'm sure that there are some animals that really, really, really that I don't want to see because I've had them in my taxidermy shop. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, since I'm on a farm, yeah, you would think. I mean, we've had a lot of animals, born and died here, but I haven't seen like any pigs or chickens or anything. Let's see. Christina says, I used to see my dog in her doghouse after she died. Oh. And Sandra says, I have seen a small dog spirit at my mom's. Kendra says it does now, meaning it does make her, it's some level of comfort now. I was 10 and a teen when you saw him. Now I would sit down and chat. Oh, I bet. Yeah. Crystal Lotus says, I used to hear our dog shake his collar tags after he passed. Oh, wow. Lady Knight of Avalon, my grandma's cat visited me in my bed. Had been dead for almost a year by that time. Oh. Y asks, do you think dead animals haunt? I don't think that they would haunt. I think that they would come around to let you know, just to be a comfort. You know what I mean? Like if something happens to Newman, here, come here, Newman. Come here. Come here, little guy. I'm waking him up from his nap, but if something happened to Newman, I'm sure that he would want to let me know that he's okay. I don't know if you guys can see this, but he's got his tongue hanging out. Bye, Max and Wumble. Let's see, Lady Blind Wolf, Haunted Hill House Ghost. If Carmel, Maine and G Team Paranormal are gold channels. Oh, The Haunting of Hill House, that show. I love that show. Yeah. Why? I know that you love him. Why? Because he looks just like Peter, just not as old as Peter. Why has a dog that looks just like Newman? Yeah. Oh, hi, Heather. Here, Heather. I don't know if you saw, I just had him up. But Newman is feeling much better now. And he's wearing his Garth Brooks shirt. Yeah. Heather sent Reiki for Newman to help him feel better. Yeah. So, Heather, have you ever seen a ghost? Do you have any ghost stories? We've been talking ghost stories. I wonder where Becca's at. Of course, I think of Becca because Puff Puff Becca. Healing Days Oracle. Hello from Ireland. Well, hello from Ireland, Healing Days Oracle. Let's see. What else? Yes, oh, here's something fun. I had my birthday book out again. Simon had a live chat earlier where he was discussing, Simon at the Hermit's Cave, where he was discussing life path numbers and things like that. And I thought, hey, I'm going to get this out because you have not just a life path number that has, where you calculate your birthday, including your birth year, but also you have just your birth number, which is just your birthday. So, for example, I'm July 19th. So I calculate, July 19th without my birth year. It's just my birthday. And I was looking up people's birthdays, but in particular Simon's, I looked his up and it was creepy accurate, you guys. Creepy accurate. Does anybody want to know about their birth? It gives your tarot card.
You do.
What, Ethan?
I said you do. You want to know about your own birth.
If anybody wants to know about their Newman's barking. If anyone wants to know about their why? We've got Lady Knight of Avalon. So what you need to do is give me your birthday. I don't need the year. Just give me like Simon's is October 15th. So just tell me there we go. Okay. Debbie Doobie Doo. Yes, please. December 13th. December 13th, Debbie, is my sister's birthday also. So, and I met my husband, Matt, on December 13th. The day of exacting craft. It says that the tarot card that goes with your day of birth is death, but that's okay. Those born on December 13th not only have a feeling for the big line, but also the details. Painstaking in their work, they craft what they have slowly, carefully, precisely, without losing sight of their long-range goals. Thus, they are able to combine the qualities of expansion and limitation in their personalities, enhancing greatly their chances of success. However, they do run the danger of getting stuck in an overly minute examination of the matter at hand, becoming overcautious and fearful, perhaps of getting bogged down or even giving up altogether due to discouragement. Thus, their expansive ambitions can be kind of a burden if it appears hopeless, but they will reach distant and lofty goals in a reasonable amount of time. Fortunately, December 13th people are usually in for a long haul. Though they may experience discouragement, even depression for relatively short periods, they recognize that nothing which is really of value can be accomplished overnight. In fact, they are unusually highly suspicious, and they're highly suspicious of supposed shortcuts, acceleration plans, get-rich quick schemes, and the like. Yet, although despising superficially, they can have trouble breaking through. They can have trouble breaking through to the more profound in themselves. At times, caught in a web of personal, professional entanglements, they may lack the breathing space needed to dig deeper and find meaning in their lives. There's a lot more. There's all kinds. It goes on and on. Let's see. For those born on this day, talents of craft are less often expressed in the actual making of physical objects, but rather in the conception, planning, and graceful execution of projects. December 13th people can be very successful as they do not treat means to ends as ends in themselves, polishing the knob of the door so long that they can forget to open it. This book is called The Secret Language of Birthdays. It's really good. And I even write down, like I have my sister's name written here because that's her birthday too. So if it's someone's birthday, I write their name down in my birthday book. Now let's see. Who else? Okay. July 6th, Lady Knight of Avalon. July the 6th. That is my brother's birthday. I'm the youngest of 6, so it's not like everybody's going to have a birthday of one of my siblings, but Debbie is on my sister's birthday. One is on my brother Daniel's birthday. July the 6th. Here we go. There's the 5th, July the 6th. Your tarot card, your birth card is the Lovers. And those born on July, okay, this is the day of magnetic desire. Those born on July 6th are invariably involved in relationships and careers where there is a mutual attraction, magnetism, working with objects of their desire. There is a fatalistic cast to the lives of July 6 people, in that life decisions sometimes seem less like choices than inevitabilities for them. I'm sorry, guys. I'm having trouble with my words today. The passion shown by July 6 people toward their fixation, whatever it happens to be, may seem unalterable once set, particularly in their younger days. Indeed, for July 6 people, the emotional motivation to do something can override consideration of an endeavor, a forethought, and make for a kind of, I don't even know what that is. For example, they may get it into their mind that they must have another person as a lover or friend, or perhaps they are possessed of a desire for a prize, award, career, or office. It is possible that they are magnetically drawn to money, sex, independent, or any specific object or a person. The danger of magnetic desires to the July 6 person are manifold. The shock, disappointment, and grief attend to losing an object of their desire can be catastrophic, and if indeed they have to pull out all of their eggs and they put all of their eggs in one basket, they may have ignored or overlooked some more obviously sensible object of their affections for even years. Later, they may become bitter on the subject and be filled with regret. Yeah, there's a lot more. Lots more. But the advice that it gives, it says, learn to move on, keep your mind open to new experiences and change. Develop your willpower and insight in order to withstand addictive or harmful temptations. Enjoy yourself in an easy way. Keep it light. Yes. Okay, why is that January 20th? Okay, Sandra's is the 17th of April. Let me look at the 17th of April. Why? You have to answer me. I think that's January 20th. April, May. Okay. 30th and 27th. April the 20th. So Sandra of the Whispering Well. April 20th, the day of worldly challenge. Your tarot card is Judgment. Those born on April 20th have, excuse me, can you guys speak a little quieter? Thank you. Those born on April 20th have highly developed leadership abilities, dynamic individuals. Their inner voice invariably points them in an upward direction, inevitably towards accomplishment, success, and power. In addition, those born on this day are rarely content to simply advance to their own cause, but also must feel that they are able to put their family, business, or social group on the right course. Group values always remain high priorities for them. Yet, not uncommonly, those born on this day are also extremely sensitive and highly private individuals. They have a strongly developed fantasy life, which can be invaluable to their career, but only if put to constructive use. Their sensitivity may lead them to be touchy and high strung, but they can also lend their character a mesmerizing quality, which makes them fascinating to others. It is incumbent on them, however, to remain in touch with and in control of their feelings, since those born on this day tend to stir the emotions of others so strongly, particularly those of loved ones and friends. And like I say, it goes on and on. There's a lot of information in this book. So I just read just a little bit. But the advice that it gives, don't go off the deep end, ground yourself, try to be more accepting and less touchy. A great confidence lesson, a quiet confidence lessens your need to prove yourself. Let's see. Yes. And Heather, I think I've already told Heather hers because I was talking to her. Let's see. I just saw one. Where did it go? Oh, hi, Barry. Let's see. Do you mind? Okay, it is the 20th of January. Let's do why. January. Where are you, January? It must be in the back of the book. Why did they put January at the back of the book? That's not where my mind went when I was looking for it. Okay, January the 20th. Your tarot card is Judgment. Those born, it's the day of the freewheeler. Those born on January 20th are intensely alive individuals who are comfortable following their impulses wherever they lead. The capacity to make snap decisions and act on them is highly characteristic of people born on this day. Improvisation rather than painstaking, they take their life as it comes. No matter how chaotic or upsetting it is, they feel they can handle it. Their own internal state is often chaotic as well, although they miraculously impart an orderliness to their work, more often due to technical ease in their particular medium. Humor figures prominently in the makeup of these vibrant people. The most dire circumstances are often alleviated, lightened by their ready wit. That's so true for you. Why? You're so funny. But such a fine sense of irony also serves to protect a profound inner sensitivity, though they are fond of jokes and will even play the fool themselves when it suits them. They are very proud individuals who take themselves very seriously indeed. And the advice it gives is look before you leap, allow others to express themselves without your reacting prematurely. Be more patient. Try not to demand so much attention, is what it says. So, like I said, that's just part. Okay, let's see. Okay. June 25th. Okay, I'm going to get Kendra and Crystal Lotus. Yeah, I did, Heather. I even sent you pictures. Yes. Okay, I've got Kendra, Crystal Lotus, in Healing Days Oracle. Okay. Kendra is June 25th. Okay, come on. July, June. Are you guys like me whenever you're like looking for something you have to like count out loud or I'm talking to myself as I'm looking for stuff here. Let's see. Yes. Kendra, June the 25th. your birthday card is the Chariot, and it is the day of the sensitive receptor. June 25th people have a rare capacity for realizing their dreams. Reasons for their success include a knowledge of the environment surrounding them and the times in which they live, as well as a sensitivity to what works and what doesn't. Thus, they are not only tuned into people and events, but they may also be able to capitalize on the opportunities presented by them. Financial success can be theirs if they put their empathic powers to work, but they may suffer financial reversals or even poverty before they realize this potential. Either consciously or unconsciously, June 25th people are also asking others to have faith in them because what they want to produce or say is often highly visionary. This acceptance on the part of their audience is essential to the self-confidence of those born on this day, as well as their ability to create. This includes the basic support of family, which anchors and stabilizes their career. Without this trust and faith, the energies of June 25th people often burn out or run down, ending in collapse. In certain cases, they may also find themselves exhausted by sensuous and hedonistic drives. Now, that's only this much of like this much on there. There's a bunch. And the advice it gives is strive to maintain some degree of objectivity in regard to your feelings. Protect yourself when necessary, but remain open to positive influences. Cultivate mental discrimination. Be aware of mistaking someone else's feelings for your own. That's really hard with us empathic people. Let's see. Yes, Crystal Lotus. 10:30. Yes, I will. Because that is tomorrow. You got a birthday tomorrow. Happy early birthday. Let's see. The day of the overseer. The Empress is your birthday card. When given the chance, October 30th people generally make good managers who have talent for directing others. Those born on this day are usually multi-talented and can often bring abilities specific to one field of endeavor or bear on another, traditionally unrelated field. In addition, their expertise, they invariably have the ability to draw people to projects and keep them interested and motivated. Strangely enough, many people born on this day travel overseas in fulfilling demands of their career or even starting a new life, thus giving the name of their day a double meaning. The image of October 30th person crossing the sea is indeed a relevant metaphor for those born on this day, as they must sail through three crucial periods of their life: the late teens, late 20s, and early 40s. At each juncture, they are faced with the daunting challenge of uncharted waters. Should they decide to stay where they are and shun this challenge, they can find themselves living out their lives in frustration and their wishes remaining unfulfilled. On the other hand, if they take the plunge, they may have to suffer hardship and instability for an indeterminate length of time. Although others may see their decision to risk as courageous, in fact, many October 30th people feel that they have no choice but to follow their dreams. Yeah. Once again, there's a lot of information here. And the advice is don't miss the forest for the trees. Keep in mind the larger picture. Spend more time and energy on yourself. Remain open to the opinions and suggestions of others. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to do, let me see. Someone just had one here. I think I missed one. Sorry, guys, I'm scrolling through here. Okay, Healing Days Oracle says the 8th of October, please. Yes, I will do the 8th of October. And there we go. Okay, the 8th of October. Lady Blind Wolf. Okay, March 31st as well. Okay, thank you, Heather. Okay, I'm going to do March 31st, and then I'm going to do the 8th of October. March 31st. Sorry, Lady Blind Wolf, I did miss it. March 22nd, March 29th, March 31st, right? Yes, March 31st. Hi, Lunar Ascension. Yes, March 31st. And that is the day of tenacity, Lady Blind Wolf. The Emperor is your birthday card. And people born on March 31st are fighters who will get ahead no matter what. They have the tenacity to hang in there for the duration. Once established in a post, they will be very difficult to unseat. They may have original ideas that remain unexpressed simply because they indeed relish holding on to a favorable position. When called upon in a time of crisis, however, they often come up with a highly creative and practical solutions, winning them the appreciation of their supporters. March 31st people can be difficult to work with as they tend to be argumentative and demanding of coworkers. But those born on this day are above all very realistic about the positions they hold and shrewd enough to guarantee their survival in the job jungle. Perhaps once or twice in a lifetime, March 31st people will be presented with the opportunity to make a major change in occupation. If they take it, they will probably succeed, though it may take time. If they decide to pass up the opportunity, their hidden talents may never see the light. Those born on this day react well to changes, but due to their love of security and realism about money matters, prefer calculated risks to reckless gambles. And the advice, use your good sense to advantage, but also trust your deepest instincts. Beware of your argumentative tendencies. Open yourself to love and affection. Deal with your fear of rejection. So that's that one. Okay, and then 8th of October. October the 8th. You just had a birthday, didn't you? October the 8th, and your tarot card is Strength. And this is a good one. The Day of High Romance is the title it gives you. For those born on October 8th, life is a fabulous romantic adventure. They will give all for love, elevating it to a high plane, or they will have none of it. But it is not only the area of love to which their romantic feelings apply. Their souls can soar from the wonders of nature to the mysteries of outer space, from the movements of the sea to the rotation of the planets themselves. Those on this day often have well-developed intellects also, and are particularly sharp with their perceptions of human psychology. Yet many October 8th people have little insight into their own personality. As they see it, they are simply attending to business efficiently, acting on what they have to do, while others stare in open-eyed amazement at their unusual antics. With their family or social groups, those born on this day are usually free spirits. For this reason, their common sense and judgment are not always trusted, particularly by those who think of themselves as highly practical. Yet October 8th people are good with money, able to run a family, responsible and conscientious in discharging their obligations up to a point. For always the danger is present that they will be swept away into other worlds, sailing off into the beyond. There's lots more, but it says the advice here is to keep to your path and move steadily forward. Learn to deal with distractions. Don't get sidetracked. Use your wisdom to help yourself as well as others. Experiences are not only lived, but learned from as well. Beware of getting stuck. Yes. Yeah, you guys are practically birthday buddies. Yes. So this book is really cool. And it also gives you like people that are born on this day. October 8th has Jesse Jackson, who's an African-American political leader, Baptist clergyman. There's a lot. Sigourney Weaver. There's tons of people that it lists born on this day. Your strengths are imaginative, romantic, and capable, and your weaknesses are flighty, emotionally liable, and power absorbed. Isn't that cool? Oh, you got to refresh? I know, and my internet's not the greatest here, so I hope I'm not like, messing everyone's up. You guys want to know? I'll tell you some of what Simon says. He's being quiet right now, so I don't think I have permission. But you guys are going to think this is great. Simon over at the Hermit's Cave. The day of the world's stage. Magnetic, knowledgeable, provocative. Yeah. It's pretty cool. Yeah, this book is really cool. It is, and I have two of them. I have this, The Power of Birthdays, Stars, and Numbers, which I do like. It has different information than this one does, but this one tends to be my favorite. And it's The Secret Language of Birthdays. And I do with friends and family, as their birthdays are coming up, I write their names on that page so that I remember their birthday. And as I go along, I can see how accurate it is if I get like 3 or 4 people with the same birthday and I know them, and I can see where it works for everyone and how accurate it really is, which I do. There's astrology to me it's a science and it's accurate. There's a lot to it. I believe strongly in astrology, and whether or not most Christians would like to admit it, they do too, because look at the 3 wise men. So yeah. Yes, it is. They're great books. So anyhow, I have been rambling on and on for nearly an hour and a half. So let's see. Is it okay to PM you? I have a non-witchy tarot about homeschooling. Yes, you can. If you're on Facebook or Instagram, yes, you absolutely. On Instagram, it's Ozark Oracle. Yeah. In ancient times, astrology and astronomy were part of the same science. Absolutely. And I believe wholeheartedly in astrology. I really do. I wish I knew more about it. I know basic stuff, but I don't know how to really, really read people's charts. I would really like to be able to do that. But anyhow, I think I'm going to go ahead and get off of here because I have held all of you beautiful people up for so long. And yeah, if any of you guys want any more of your birthday stuff, you can message me and I'll let you know. Like with Heather, I took pictures of hers and sent it to her so that she could see. But these books are worth having more than just to see what your own birthday has to say about you, because you can really read in a lot about other people. It's really cool. Yeah. So thank you everyone for coming. I hope that your days are awesome and amazing, and hang out and keep your eyes open, because I am going to be giving away this Victorian Tarot very, very soon. It's not going to take long at all. When I reach that 500 mark, which I really don't have to wait for that technically, but because it's not something that I really, fret over or pay too much attention to. But since I did a 100 subscriber giveaway of the Pam's Vintage, I think I'm going to do a 500 giveaway of the Victorian Tarot. And keep your eyes out too, because I'm going to be doing animal reading spreads. Maybe tomorrow. I've had several people ask me, and recently Tubby Tarot asked for it. So I'm going to do a video on animal reading. So we will, Crystal Lotus, whenever I reach the 500 subscribers, I'm going to do a video on how to enter, and it'll just be, you know, commenting something. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled for that. It won't be long, you know, a week or two maybe. So yeah. Yes, thank you all for coming, and have a great, great day. I'm going to go and check on my food in the kitchen. I'm making ham and beans, and I've got to figure out a birthday cake for my big boy who just turned 24 and all of that. So have a great evening, guys. Thank you for coming. Lots of love. Bye-bye.